This is a story of 10 years. Ten years of learning, loving, living, hurting, succeeding, failing, beginning, ending, and moving on. This is my farewell to a beloved city known as Duluth. This is where our story begins. This is Lakeview Christian Academy, home of the Lions. It was here that I went to school, starting in January of 2001. I met some really great people here. I really came out of my shell here and discovered who I was. I also discovered my love of filmmaking through my friend Eric Pomeroy. We really made some memorable movies. I also met my best friends there, who I am still friends with to this day, Anthony Mattevi and Joshua Fuchs. I am honored to be called friend by them both. And if I didn't meet Josh, I would not know Ryan Klappmeyer or Kevin Knaus. My life definitely wouldn't be the same without knowing any of them. I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to go here. I will never forget Lakeview Christian Academy as long as I live. It has played a part in my life up until the time I left Duluth. And although I have come to question God, I had most certainly not come to question the people that I met here. They have been more than kind to me, and I cannot thank them enough. Even people that worked in the office. This is Mrs. Wisniewski and Mrs. Brown. I guess you could say Mrs. Brown is my other mom. After I left Duluth, I felt that it was far too soon for me to leave behind all that I had come to know. I had moved to Jacksonville, North Carolina, just weeks after graduating high school. The town of Jacksonville was small, not very much for a young, ambitious person to do. I tried making some movies on my own, but it was really just getting some practice. A whole year went by, and the urge to come home grew so powerfully that I could not resist it any longer. And so, with little money to my name, I packed up what I could, and I flew home to Duluth. I was back, and boy, it felt great. But I was still in need of a home and a job. Fortunately enough, my great friend Joshua Fuchs and his wonderful family allowed me to live with them. While living there, I applied at JCPenney's since my family's worked there before, so my chances of getting in were pretty strong. I was really hoping that I'd be able to work there, mostly because it was close enough to their house, and I still didn't have a car yet, which made transportation kind of difficult. And sure enough, I got the job. But now it came time to move out, find a home, and go to school. Well, soon enough I found a place to live, and I found a college. I went to LSC for Media Studies. This is the LSC Media Studies class. This is where I learned everything about media. I also got to meet a really cool group of people here. I was learning to finally make films with a crew, good cameras, and was able to present it to an audience for critique. Most of the projects that we made were just for fun, and nothing serious. This is from American Dream, one of Digital Chill's most notable projects. Digital Chill was formed with a bunch of people in the class. But it was still a chance to make mistakes, learn from them, and continuously make something greater. I also got to meet this guy, Mikkel Salis. He got me my next job at a local television station, the Northlands News Center. It was such an amazing opportunity to work there. This was no ordinary station, because it was a joint station. What that means is that there's 4 different stations broadcast out of one house. This meant a great learning curve for those who were working here. You must be prompt with projects, do them well with as little mistakes as possible. I made plenty of mistakes, but it was such a great opportunity to learn and use such great technology. I can actually attribute learning most of my editing knowledge to this place. I was even given the chance to go full-time as a photographer for the television station. It was also a great opportunity to meet some amazing people, and in no particular order. Debbie, Matt, Trevor, Bua, Kevin, Tim, Joe, Zach, Jen, Tom, Nate, Travis, Mike, Aaron, Leanne, Melissa, Michelle, Brad, Adam, and the list just goes on. Though the stresses of the jobs at times would make it seem unbearable to work there, it was really the people that helped you pull through. They are some of the most amazing people I have ever met in my life. But I wasn't only back in Duluth looking for more job opportunity. I was also looking for love. I met a girl named Chelstina Rosera. She would forever change my life. I met her through a friend from Lakeview Christian Academy, Anna Rosengren. I also saw her many times at LSC. I would never have guessed that I would have ended up with her. We had so much in common. A love for Japan and its culture, a love for good film, and we both loved to laugh. I can honestly say that she is the funniest girl I have ever met. We started dating in September of 2009, and we had a lot of fun together. She really helped me through a lot of hard times in my life. I was let go from the TV station after 3 whole years of working there, and I could not have made it through it without her. And getting to know her family also helped fill a void in my life, since I had no family left in Duluth. We even moved in together and had our own apartment, complete with a pet named Harrison and all. He was our gerbil. It was there that Chelsea and I started a descent in our relationship. And after 2 years of dating, we broke up.
What makes love the exceptions? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, are we so in denial when we know we're not happy here? Shake it up and hey,
It was so very hard. I was emotionally distraught about it. However, I loved her, so I had to let her go. And the time came for me to move on with my life. And not too long after, I had to move away. All things must come to an end. However, this is not an ending. It is simply just a new beginning and a new chapter in my life. And although new beginnings can be a great thing, that doesn't make the goodbyes easier, especially when it is to so many special people who have touched my life over 10 years. Not only that, but I would hope that I would have as few regrets as possible as I moved. Just before moving, I felt very uneasy about it, and I didn't know why. I thought very hard on it, and came to the conclusion that I was afraid of having regrets, and that the people of my life would be lost over time. I think that I figured out that being afraid of regrets meant that I had to regret my mistakes. However, I want to be proud of my mistakes so that I can learn from them and continually better myself. I suppose it is just scary to not know what will happen. Farewells can be a more scary thing than an ending, because one must journey into the future of the unknown. Not a single person can assure you of what will happen. All you can do is just go out and do your very best to mold your future into whatever you want it to be. As for my future, well, you're just gonna have to wait and see.
And I trust to the